Hey, what's up guys? I'm the Davidic one, and today I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about colored pencils and how to use them to create realistic art. Also, today's my friend Jandon's birthday, so I'm going to be doing an example artwork of her in the background while I give you guys the keys of how to freehand realism with colored pencils. Let's hop right in. Working on paper that isn't white helps a lot when trying to make realistic art because it allows you to use a white colored pencil to add highlights and lighten tones. It can be a bit hard to tell sometimes, but some paper has something called tooth, meaning it has a bit of a rougher texture. Tooth is good for realism because it means the paper can handle more layers of wax from the pencils without becoming all slippery and impossible to work on. Make sure to be very gentle with your sketch and use a light pencil such as an HB.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Before we go any further, here is a quick lesson on pencils. The degree of hardness of the pencil is written on it. H stands for hard and B stands for black. B pencils are softer and leave more graphite on the paper, meaning they are darker. H pencils are hard and they leave less graphite on the paper, meaning they are lighter. An HB pencil stands for hard and black, so it's kind of like the medium pencil. Oh, also there is an F pencil which stands for fine, and it's basically just a slightly lighter version of the HB pencil.
Now back to your regularly scheduled program.
If you use a B pencil for the undersketch, it'll leave a lot more graphite behind, which will mix with the wax of the colored pencils and mess up your colors. If you use an H pencil for the undersketch, it's more likely to leave indentations since the lead is hard. The indentations will show up even when you add layers on top of it, and that's why I recommend using an HB pencil. Adding a base layer of either white or another light color separates the other colors from the grit of the paper. That means it's easier to work on, it helps with the fine details later on. If you mess up with a dark color, it's easier to clean up, and it helps with blending. Math has one of these, but that's irrelevant. When trying to do realism, the key is to go from light to dark. If you start with darker tones, it can be hard to erase and can scar the paper, which can be hard to work over later. You can of course start mapping out where the darker tones will be with a slightly darker tone, which can help the drawing feel less daunting. It's also important to work from shapes to detail. Don't try to add details from the beginning. Since the first layers are more important, you'll want to make sure you plan everything out before adding details. So, start simple with your light tones and gradually work your way up to more detail with darker tones. Even if it takes a long time, just keep going one layer at a time and have a lot of layers. You'll want to look closely at your reference photo to see every little detail of color in it. Don't be afraid to add red, blue, green, or any other seemingly random colors in your art, even in skin tones. It adds to it, and it makes it more realistic. Also, don't use much solid black. In real life, there isn't much that is straight, solid black. Most dark areas are actually shades of gray or brown. Making dark outlines is also something you shouldn't do, as it makes the artwork look less realistic, even though it might feel right at first. You can use a knife or a scalpel to scratch away the layers of color to get fine little details such as individual hairs or fur. That's why I mentioned that adding a white or other light colored base layer is helpful for fine details later on, because you can scratch it down to that layer or even right to the paper. You can also use a white gel pen or paint marker to add some details or to put into the scraped away areas. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you should check out my Inktober drawing challenge, which I'm currently in the middle of. I do drawings and make videos every single day for all of October. Oh yeah, also like, subscribe, all that YouTuber jazz. Until next time, I'm the Davidic one.